Hi, this is Lori from the Amazing Social Media Strategy team. In this video, I'd like to discuss the third assignment, which is to compare and evaluate the social media strategy of organizations in similar fields and make suggestions for improvement. Specifically in this video, we'll discuss the purpose and rationale of the assignment, how to proceed, what is required, and how it will be evaluated. The purpose of the assignment is twofold: to compare how two organizations in related fields use social media, and then to provide a repair correction plan for the organization with the less effective social media strategy. The rationale behind the assignment is that if you really want to be a social media strategist, you need to have a solid understanding of how to evaluate an organization's use of social media and how to take corrective action. Developing your own protocol and evaluation tool can help you establish a solid reputation in the social media world. So step one is to select your two organizations. You want them in a similar field, competitors of a sort. So in the past, groups have chosen Pepsi versus Coke, Taco Bell versus Taco John's, or it can be educational institutions or hospitals, as long as they are in similar fields. And once you've done that, you want to gather information about how each firm uses social media. At a minimum, consider what social media do the organizations use? What are the goals of their social media strategies? What messages or images are typically communicated in their social media? How does each organization evaluate the effectiveness of its social media strategy? How does each organization's social media relate to its other communications? In other words, how are they connected? So one student group, for example, chose Taco John's and Taco Bell, and they proceeded with their information gathering. What follows are just some abbreviated examples of what the group compiled. This presents each firm's corporate goals and social media goals. The group noted that some of the goals were on the company's website, some were taken from interviews with executives, and some were inferred from the group's research. They also analyzed the social media platforms that each firm used and then drilled down into the type of content and images that were found on each platform, along with the various audiences that each platform targeted. They also mapped out how each company linked its social media platforms. In other words, the connections component. One item they noticed in the case of Taco John's was how the center of gravity for the firm's social media was its website. The following steps delve into more of an assessment. Step 3, craft a protocol and evaluation tool that any firm can use to assess how effectively it uses social media. And then use your tool to assess how effective each of your organizations use social media. So what the Taco Bell Taco John's group did was to develop criteria for each of the 5 C's and the weighting for each factor. This gives you an example of 2 of the 5 C's, coordinates and content, and then what the group proceeded to do was to evaluate each criteria for each company. That's what you see in parentheses. They then drilled down, detailing how they arrived at each criteria, how they arrived at the weighting of each factor, and how they came to their reading for each factor for the 2 companies. They also provided an interesting visual as a summary evaluation for each company. Since there are 5 C's, they used a pentagon to illustrate how effectively each was in reaching the ultimate or the outside borders of the pentagon, or arrive at a rating of 10. In this case, Taco Bell excelled and was especially strong in content and corrections, versus Taco John's, which appeared to have much room for improvement. The final step is to develop a corrections plan for the organization that has the less effective social media strategy. So following with our example, the group proceeded to recommend adjustments to Taco John's social media strategy. Here is an overview of the assignment, looking at the steps that we just discussed in terms of phases. We start with information gathering, then we proceed to the assessment phase, and end with our corrections plan. The requirements of the assignment are twofold: to make an oral group presentation, and then follow it up with a written report. And as always, be prepared to defend your ideas and analysis in the questioning phase. So how will the assignment be evaluated? We're looking at a number of criteria. Does the work synthesize key insights, experiences, and principles from the class? Does it show how the ideas can be applied to real-world situations? Does it reveal that you've thought deeply about the issues? Does your work present quality insights and rationale rather than boilerplate or standard recommendations? And does it abide by professional standards both in the written report as well as oral presentation? This assignment focuses on all of the 5 C's, and by applying them to real-world organizations, it provides you a rich opportunity to see them at work and how they interact. We hope this assignment helps you create amazing social media strategies. Bye for now.